capitalized because why, David?
Because it's a name and it's in the beginning of the sentence.
That's right. So I'm gonna actually unshare that, or I'm gonna still share it, but it's gonna be in smaller mode so I can fix it. So thank you, David. Shelley has to have a capital letter. What else do we need to fix, Gabriella?
Nebraska should be capitalized.
Yes. Why does Nebraska need to be capitalized?
Because it's the name of where someone lives.
It's the name of a state, like New Mexico is a state. Well, Nebraska is a state too. And yes, it is the name of a place, a state where someone lives. Good job. All right, Willie, what else?
You have to take out, I mean, grandmother, you need an apostrophe at the on the S.
Right, between the R and the S. Why are we putting an apostrophe there, Willie?
Because grandma owns the house.
That's right. It's showing possession. Very good. Thank you, Willie. Raven, what else do we need to fix? Do you see something we need to change on this sentence, Raven? Say it one more time.
Period.
Yes, we need to put a period at the end of the sentence because it is just a statement telling us about Shelley. And let's see, Riley, what else do you see? Shelley has went to her grandmother's house in Nebraska.
Has needs to be crossed out.
That's right. We're just going to take out has and put went. So we have our irregular past tense verb. We don't need a helping verb. And there we go. Then that's what our sentence should look like. Shelley went to her grandmother's house in Nebraska. So you can check the rest of your DLA on in your language arts folder in Schoology. So if you haven't checked it, make sure you work on that after our meeting. Okay, any questions on DLA before we move on? All right. Good morning, Aiden. How are you today?
Good, you?
I'm good. So we're just warming up with our DLA, and now we're going to move on to phonics. So if you have a whiteboard, grab that, and if not, we're just going to do a piece of paper and a pencil. So I'm going to show you our new sound today, which probably isn't new to you guys, but it is something that we need to practice. And we're working with the long O sound today, spelled with O-A and O-W. So I'm going to stop sharing and going to make this bigger. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do today, actually, before we work with our new sound, I'm going to hold up a card. I'll say the sound, you repeat it, and then when we go through them again, you're going to say it, and I'm going to be watching you guys, so pay close attention. All right, this sound is oi. What's the sound? A. What's the sound? This is like an F. What's the sound? Or. What's the sound? Anastasia. R. What's the sound? Aw, not at the end of the word. So this will be at the beginning or the middle of the word. What's the sound? Ah. This is also ah toward the end of the word. What is the sound? This has three sounds. E, A. What are the sounds? And E. What is the sound? Oi. What's the sound? Oi. What's the sound? All right, now you say it. What is this? A. Or. R. Ah. aw. 3 sounds. E, a. E, oi, oi, a. All right. So the 2 we're going to work on this week. Now, this one only makes the long O sound, like in the word coat, like I put on a coat when I get cold. This one actually has 2 sounds. This says ow and O, like ow is in cow or how. But we're going to work on the long O sound, like in the word snow, like at the end of the word, snow. So long O sound this week. So grab those whiteboards. I'm going to give you a word, and you are going to write down what, you're going to spell the word for me, and you're either going to use OA or OW. So the OA will most of the time be at the beginning or the middle of the word. So you won't use this at the end sometimes. This one, OW, will be at the end of a syllable or the end of the word most of the time. Again, remember, these don't always follow the rules. So just do your best and we'll see how you do. Okay, so you could either type it in the chat or write it on the whiteboard. And let's start with the first one. The first word is the word goat, like a goat, like an animal. The goat ate all of the weeds in our yard. Goat, goat. Goat. All right, when you're done, hold it up or type it in the chat. Goat. Okay, good job. Those of you that have goat spelled with the OA, I'm going to write it on the board behind me. G-O-A-T, goat. So that has the OA. Next word is the word window. Window. I had to clean the dust off of the window to let the sunlight in. Window. 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 Alrighty. Window. So this one has 2 syllables. The first syllable is win, W-I-N, and then the second syllable is where we have the do, D-O-W. So you have that one. Actually, keep track of your points. Just put a little tally mark if you got them right, just in the corner of your whiteboard. All right, let's try the word elbow. Elbow. I bumped my elbow on the corner of the desk. Elbow. This also has 2 syllables. Elbow. And keep that in mind. If it has 2 syllables, both syllables have to have a vowel in them, a vowel sound. Elbow. 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 All righty. So, Anastasia, I see wobble. I'm looking for elbow. Elbow. All right, so I didn't see anybody do this, but I was looking for a lot of people just starting it with an L and then putting B-O-W. So if I split the word elbow between the 2 syllables, this first one doesn't have a vowel unless I put an E. So you need to have an E at the beginning of your word. Elbow, elbow. And let's do throat. Throat. My throat was sore after I was sick. Throat. or while I was sick, I guess it would be sore. Throat, throat. Throat. Alrighty, throat. Anastasia, throat, 3 letters, throat. 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 Okay, so the first sound in the word throat, we're gonna blend together 3 letters. Thr, T-H-R, thr. Then the O is the O-A in this word. O-A and then a T. Throat. All right, let's do one more. Blown, blown. The wind has blown so hard it knocked the tree over. Blown, 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 blown. Okay, Anastasia, you have 2 O's in there, so try one of the O sounds, O-A or O-W. Well, when I said 2 O's, I meant you were spelling it with the 2 O spellings, not just the letter O. All right, blown, so we hear at the beginning of our word, bl, B-L, and then the O is O-W in this word, O-W, and then an N, blown. All right, so if you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correct, then you're using your long O sound correctly. If you missed 1 or 2, just keep trying to recognize when to use the OA or OW. And guess what? We're going to practice that in MobyMax today. So if you did pretty well, then you'll probably just blow through your MobyMax assignment. All right, guys, go ahead and erase your whiteboards because we're going to use them again. We're going to work on, let me share my screen again. Share my screen. Okay. Today, I am going to work with you for a little bit on our language arts assignment. The reason is because we're going to be working with something called prefixes. And we're going to determine, that means find out, what the meaning of words are that have prefixes. So, what is a prefix? Well, a prefix is a word part. That means it's not a whole word, it's a group of letters that is added to the beginning of the word, of a base word. And it'll change the meaning. A prefix can change the meaning of a base word. Now, a base word is something that can stand all alone, and I'll show you some examples in just a minute. So what we're going to do is write down some of these prefixes in our notebooks, but actually I'm gonna change cameras here. So I want you to grab your red reading notebook, your ELA notebook. If you don't have it, grab a piece of paper because we're going to be making a list of different prefixes and what they mean. And so I want you to keep track of your prefix list. So let me switch over to a different camera onto my document camera. There we go. All right, let's start with our table of contents. So I'm already on my second page. We're going to be working on number 16. Let me spotlight this so you can see it a little bigger. Okay, so number 16 in your table of contents is going to be prefixes. And then we're going to put it on page 16. Gabriella, did you have a question?
Yes, I need to write another table of contents on paper and put 14 and 15.
Okay, so do you have your notebook?
Yeah.
Okay, so just put 14, skip a line, put 15, skip a line, and I can send those videos to you on what to put in there. Let me make a note here. Gabriella.
I already did 14 and 15.
Oh, you just haven't put them in your table of contents?
No, I didn't do 14 and 15.
Okay, so do you need 14 and 15 videos?
Yeah, I didn't do 13 either.
Okay, I'll send them to you. I just made myself a sticky note.
Okay, let me do it. Actually, I'll just get one. Oh, I found 13 and 14 and 15.
So you have them?
Yeah, I just need to write them.
Okay. All right, so we're on 16. Prefixes is spelled P-R-E.
Okay, just.
F-I-X-E-S. Prefixes.
And I write number 14 and 15. What is 14?
Actually, Gabriella, we'll come back to that one after the meeting's over and I'll help you catch up. How about that?
Okay.
Okay. All right. So once you have number 16 in your table of contents, let's turn all the way to page 16. And at the top of page 16, you're going to write the word prefixes. And then we're going to write what a prefix is. This is basically what I told you earlier. Aiden, did you have a question for me? Go ahead.
I wouldn't know we didn't love to because in school Gene it didn't tell us.
Say it again.
What? Number we going to because in school Gene didn't tell me.
Oh, I didn't. It's 1 through 10. Sorry, I'll go back and add that to Schoology.
Oh, because I was gonna do 1 through 5, then I was like, nah, I should do 10. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 through 10. Good job. Okay, so on your notebook on in your notebook on page 16, we're going to write a prefix is a word part. So it's not a whole word, it's a word part added to I should have put the beginning. Added to the beginning of a base word. A prefix is a word part added to the beginning of a base word. Okay, thank you, Gabriella. Okay, some of you look like you're ready to move on. I have just one more sentence here, if you're ready, and it says, a prefix changes the meaning of a base word. A prefix changes the meaning of a base word, and I'll show you in a minute what a base word is. A prefix changes the meaning of the base word. Okay, so I'm going to just show you. You guys can start writing if you want, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about some of these prefixes. So when you go into your language arts book, you're going to have 3 prefixes that we're working on today. And they're the prefix dis. That means you're going to see the letter or the letters D-I-S added to the beginning of a word that can stand alone. So a base word is a word, if you took off the prefix, it stands all by itself and it has its own meaning. And if you put the letters dis in front of that base word, it will change the meaning of the base word to mean not whatever the base word is, or the opposite. So go ahead and write these prefixes down as I go through them. Aiden, what's your question?
It's not a question, it's a statement.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm already done with the language arts thing.
Okay, well, we still need to add this to our notebooks. And that way you make sure you can start your list of all of the prefixes we're going to learn.
Okay, what book again?
What? Say that again? What?
Book?
You are on in your red notebook, your red ELA notebook. Do we have a table of contents in? All right, Riley, did you have a question for me? Did you need me to go back?
Yeah, I couldn't see the more of the top. Thank you.
Okay, so those of you that are ready to move on, I wrote the word or the prefix dis, D-I-S. Let me see if I can zoom out. Gabriella, did you have a question for me?
Yes, I need you to scoot it more where I could see the last word for the dis, re, undis. For the
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't see the last one.
Riley, I'm gonna come back to this, so I'm gonna move it up just a second and then I'll put it back up at the top. So actually, Riley, where are you right now? How much have you written?
I'm at a prefix is a word because I had to go to the restroom earlier.
Okay, a prefix is a word part. Let's write the word part. And then I'm gonna move it up. Added to the beginning of a base word.
Like the last word, like dis, re, and then dis again, and then after the dis again, I couldn't see the last word.
That's okay, because I'm gonna come back to that part in a second.
Okay.
Nydia, did you write everything down? Okay. Willie, are you still writing?
I can't see under this.
Okay, that's okay. That's all I have right now is just here word dis.
Oh,
So-
Miss Armio?
Yes, Miss Badger.
Miss Badger.
That's okay, Willie. Everybody.
What we're supposed to put on number 15?
Number 15 was our narrative writing. So I will come back to that one too at the end if you need to work on that.
Okay, because I only have the thing.
Did you say this page for 15?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Riley, I know you probably need to write the rest, so just let me show the others what they're writing and then I'll come back to it, okay? So the three prefixes we're looking at this week are dis, re, and un. Those are the word parts that will be put at the beginning of a base word. If you see the word part dis, it means not or opposite. Re means again, and un also means not or opposite of. So the examples of, here, let me move it up just a little bit more, that I put here, I started with the base word like. A base word can stand all by itself and it means something. So we know what the word like means. But if you put the prefix dis in front of it, it would mean not like. So you don't like something. And then for the prefix re, I added the base word read. We know what read means. Read can stand all by itself, and we know what it means to read. However, if we added re to the word read, reread, it would mean that we would need to read it again. So reread means read again, because re means again, and we know what read means. The word cut. Cut, you know what cut means? If something is uncut, well, we know un means not. So if something is uncut, it means it's not cut. So these are just 3 examples of words that have the base words that have prefixes in front of them, and it changes the meaning of this base word. Like is turned to not like if you put dis. Read is turned to read again if you put re in front of it. And cut is turned to not cut if you have un in front of it. So I wanted to make sure that you guys, here Riley, I'm gonna move it back down, that you guys have these in your notebook, because next week we're gonna add more prefixes to our notebooks, and we're gonna practice writing down what words mean by looking at the prefix. So I am going to, let's see. Riley, here's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna leave my camera on. I hope you can see it. Let me see. Let me know if it's too small. I'm gonna, for those of you that need to finish writing, I'm gonna leave my camera on. The rest of you, I'm gonna share my screen. Oops. Where's, oh, there we go. Because I want to practice words that have prefixes to see if you can figure out what they mean. Riley, can you still see it? Okay. All right. So, oh, who had the question? Gabriella, was that you?
I don't have a question. I forgot to put my hand down.
Okay. Anastasia, do you have a question?
Yeah, on the last part, is it on where you're sharing your screen?
Yes. Well, no, that's the last part.
Yeah, the last part for the ELA notebook. I need to copy it.
No, okay, I'll move it up in a minute. Let's practice this and then I will move it up. All right, so I'm going to give you a word and you're going to tell me what the word means. So you can either write it on your whiteboard or type it in the chat. So that's why I'm showing you what does blank, blank, blank mean, or dot, dot, dot. So if I have the word disorder, so let's do this one together. So first of all, what does dis mean? David, do you remember what the prefix dis means? Look in your book that you just wrote. Dis.
Like?
No, that's
Oh,
well, that's the base word. What does the prefix mean? Dis.
Not.
Not, that's right. So if our base word is order, because order we know could stand by itself, that word has its own meaning when it's just alone. What would disorder mean, David?
Not order?
That's right, not in order. Very good. Good morning, Zach. I see you're here. We're still finishing up our earlier meeting, so just hang out for a minute, okay, Zach?
Okay.
Okay. All right, so David is right. Disorder means not in order. Sometimes I feel like my classroom is like that with papers everywhere. It's in disorder. There's nothing in order. It's everywhere. Things are everywhere. All right, so let's try this one now. What does unable mean? So look at what the prefix un means. Zach, did you have a question for me, Zach?
I'm gonna be leaving out in about 15 minutes or less.
Okay, all right, then you know what, Zach? You can just catch up with us here, okay? So you want to grab a whiteboard? We're just practicing. Well, you'll get caught up because we're working on prefixes, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so if I have the word unable, Anastasia, what does that mean?
Unable means not able.
Okay, not able to do something. I am unable to pick up a horse. So I am not able to pick up a horse. All right, let's try another one. How about this word? Reheat. So go ahead and write it on your whiteboards. Reheat. Look at the prefix re. What does it mean? Reheat. All right, Willie, you want to help us? What does reheat mean?
I'll put it in the chat.
Oh, you sure did. Sorry about that. I missed it. All right. Willie looked up and he knows that means again. And he said that reheat means to heat again. So sometimes you might buy pizza and you don't eat all of it. You put it in the refrigerator overnight and then decide in the morning you want to eat the pizza. So you might put it in the microwave or the oven to reheat it, to heat it up again. All right, we'll try one more. How about disappear? Disappear. What does disappear mean? Okay, I see a couple of you. Yes, Zach, it does mean to vanish, but how about, so Zach, what we were talking about is the prefix dis is added to the beginning of the word appear, and dis means not or opposite of. And so we look at the word appear and we know that that means to show or to be where you can see it. But if you disappear, okay, I'm seeing in the chat, I'm seeing some whiteboards, that it means to not appear. That's right, you can, it would be even the opposite. You wouldn't be able to see it. It's not appearing. All right, go ahead and we will stop right there because I see the other group is starting to come in. So let me, those of you that need to catch up on the notebook, I'm gonna post the video after my next meeting, and you guys can finish copying, or you can stay on with my other meeting and finish copying this. But here's your assignment. You're going to be working on page 191 in your Green Language Arts book, numbers 1 through 10, and those will be working with the prefixes that we just practiced. Then, if you haven't already checked your DLA, finished your DLA and checked it, please do that. In Schoology, I have an assignment for you on point of view where there's a story called The Stable Boy and the Prince. I want you to read that and answer the questions in Schoology. And then we already talked about our phonics assignment in MobyMax. And then your language arts assignment. All right, let me change this camera here before I give you the exit ticket. All right, do I have questions before I give you your exit ticket? Aiden, question.
No.
Aiden, do you have a question?
It's a statement.
A statement, go ahead.
I already finished it.
Okay, put it in your red reading folder so I can collect it during our next folder exchange. Did you check your work with the video?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good job, Aiden. All righty, those of you that are joining me for the next meeting, just hang tight. I'm gonna give this group an exit ticket. And then once you guys give me your answers, then you may go. So here is your exit ticket. In the chat or on your whiteboard, what does rebuild mean? And I want you to use it in a sentence, rebuild. Gabriella, do you have a question?
14 or 15, I only have to write the teacher code.